He was kicked out of the store and humiliated in front of dozens of strangers, all because of his bright red MAGA hat worn with pride. The security guard had no idea he was the secret CEO of the entire retail empire, yet he had just ordered him out. When the truth surfaced, the room fell silent, and the crowd's whispers turned to stunned gasps. How one hat ignited such chaos and unveiled hidden power left everyone on the edge of their seats. But it all began that fateful evening. It was a bustling Saturday evening at All for Home, the go-to store in downtown. Shoppers navigated crowded aisles, hunting for the perfect holiday gifts. Among them was Viktor Ivanov, easily identifiable by his bright red MAGA hat. As a proud Republican, Viktor wore his beliefs on his head, quite literally. Viktor pushed his cart confidently, selecting items with purpose. His calm demeanor contrasted sharply with the chaotic energy around him. He approached the electronics section, eyeing the latest gadgets, when Sergey, the store's young and slightly anxious security guard, spotted him. Sergey, new to the job and still adjusting, couldn't hide his irritation. He watched Viktor with narrowed eyes, his grip tightening on the security clipboard. As Viktor moved towards the checkout, Sergey decided it was time to act. "Great, just what we need. Another one of those loudmouths trying to spread hate," Sergey muttered under his breath, glancing around to ensure no one was paying attention. Viktor noticed the comment and offered a polite smile. "Evening. Busy night, huh?" Sergey forced a smirk. "Yeah, well, not exactly a fan of your style here." Viktor chuckled lightly, maintaining his composure. "Everyone's got their own style. It's what makes the world interesting, don't you think?" Before Sergey could respond, an elderly lady nearby overheard and chimed in. "Is there a problem here?" "No, ma'am," Viktor replied smoothly. "Just a difference in opinions." Sergey, feeling the pressure of being watched, tried to brush it off. "Nothing to worry about. Just doing my job." But Sergey wasn't convinced. He leaned closer, his voice dripping with sarcasm. "Sure, your job seems to involve making others uncomfortable." Viktor remained unfazed. "Respect and understanding go a long way, Sergey." The tension in the air was palpable. Other shoppers began to take notice, whispering and exchanging glances. A teenager nearby pulled out his phone, capturing the interaction for his social media followers. Sergey took a deep breath, trying to regain control. "Look, sir, we have policies about displays like that. It's not allowed." Viktor nodded thoughtfully. "Policies are meant to guide behavior, not stifle individuality. Let's not make this bigger than it needs to be." At that moment, a sudden loud crash echoed from the back of the store. A display of holiday ornaments had toppled over, scattering decorations everywhere. Sergey, already on edge, lost his balance and stumbled into the mess, nearly knocking over another shelf. The room erupted in a mix of laughter and gasps. Sergey scrambled to his feet, red-faced and flustered, while Viktor couldn't help but chuckle. "Looks like the holiday spirit caught up with you, Sergey." Officer Thompson, a nearby staff member, rushed over to help Sergey. "Are you okay?" Sergey, now embarrassed, nodded quickly. "Yeah, just a little. Slipped." Viktor extended a hand to help Sergey up. "No harm done. Let's all enjoy the holidays, shall we?" The crowd began to laugh and applaud Viktor's good-natured response. Sergey, humbled by the turn of events, managed a weak smile. "Yeah, you're right. Sorry for the scene." As the first chapter closed, the store settled back into its usual rhythm. But the seeds of an unexpected story had been sown. Viktor continued his shopping, his MAGA hat now a symbol not just of his beliefs, but of resilience and grace under pressure. Viktor Ivanov continued his shopping at All for Home, his MAGA hat a bright beacon among the holiday shoppers. Determined not to let Sergey's earlier remarks ruffle him, Viktor moved smoothly through the aisles, selecting gifts with ease. However, Sergey wasn't done. Like a shadow, he trailed Viktor, eyes narrowed with irritation. As Viktor reached the electronics section, Sergey made his move. Suddenly, popping out from behind a stack of Bluetooth speakers, he declared loudly, "Excuse me, sir. You can't shop here with that kind of symbolism. We don't support your views." Heads turned, and a hush fell over the store. Shoppers exchanged confused glances while a few pulled out their phones, sensing drama. Victor raised an eyebrow, maintaining his calm. "Oh, really? I thought this was a place for everyone." Sergey's frustration boiled over. "It's not about everyone. Your hat sends the wrong message." Victor chuckled softly. "Well, it's a hat, not a manifesto." His relaxed demeanor only seemed to rile Sergey more. The tension thickened as Sergey reached for his radio. "Security, we have a disturbance at aisle 5. Send backup." Within minutes, 2 police officers arrived, adding to the spectacle. The crowd buzzed with whispers and phone cameras. A young man nearby started a live stream, capturing every moment. Officer Thompson stepped forward, eyeing the situation. "What's going on here?" Sergey pointed at Victor. "This gentleman is violating store policy by wearing a MAGA hat. He's causing a scene." Victor smiled politely. "Officer, I'm just here to shop. My hat doesn't bother anyone." Before the officers could respond, the young live streamer shouted, "This is going viral, guys! Everyone's watching!" Feeling the pressure, Sergey snapped, "If you're not leaving, we'll have to remove you by force." Victor remained unshaken. "Sergey, maybe you should focus on your job instead of policing hats." The crowd began to take sides, some supporting Victor's calm stance, others sympathizing with Sergey's duty. Just then, a display of holiday ornaments toppled over, scattering decorations everywhere. Sergey stumbled in his rush to control the situation, landing amidst the glittering chaos. Laughter erupted from the onlookers as Sergey scrambled to his feet, red-faced and embarrassed. Officer Thompson couldn't help but chuckle. "Looks like you needed a little holiday spirit, Sergey." Victor extended a hand to help him up. "No harm done. Let's all just enjoy the holidays, shall we?" Sergey, now humiliated, nodded reluctantly. "Yeah, you're right. I'm sorry for the scene." As the crowd dispersed, some still laughing, others applauding Victor's grace, the tension melted away. The live stream had already gone viral, with viewers praising Victor's composure and questioning Sergey's overreaction. Victor picked up his fallen ornaments, placing them back neatly. "Sometimes all it takes is a little patience and understanding," he remarked with a wink to the amused shoppers. With that, Victor continued his shopping, leaving behind a store abuzz with the day's unexpected drama. Sergey, chastened and humbled, watched him go, realizing that respect and dignity often speak louder than policies and prejudices. As the tension in All for Home reached its boiling point, 2 uniformed police officers began edging closer to Victor and Sergey. The crowd's murmurs grew louder, a mix of curiosity and anticipation buzzing through the air. Victor, maintaining his calm composure, decided it was time to shift the narrative. He took a deliberate step forward, a confident smile playing on his lips. "Hold on a second, gentlemen. Let me show you something." With a swift motion, Victor reached into his pocket and pulled out a sleek business card, extending it towards Officer Thompson. Officer Thompson took the card, his brow furrowing as he read the bold letters. "Victor Ivanov, CEO, All for Home Retail Group." His eyes widened in disbelief, and Sergey's jaw dropped, his mouth hanging open in shock. Sergey glanced from the card to Victor, his earlier aggression evaporating into stunned silence. "Wait, you're the CEO?" Sergey stammered, unable to mask his surprise. Victor nodded, still smiling. "Yes, that's me. It seems you underestimated me based on a hat." He glanced around, noticing the growing realization among the onlookers. "You see, in my business, we value diversity of thought and respect for all our customers, regardless of their beliefs." The crowd began to murmur more intensely, whispers turning into audible conversations. Shoppers exchanged surprised looks, some nodding in agreement while others stared in awe. The young man who had been live streaming earlier paused, his eyes wide as he took in the revelation. Officer Thompson cleared his throat, regaining his composure. "Mr. Ivanov, I apologize for the misunderstanding. We were just following store policy." Victor chuckled softly, the sound cutting through the tension like a warm breeze. "Policies should guide behavior, not dictate prejudice. Sergey, maybe it's time to revisit our training on customer relations." Sergey, now visibly embarrassed, glanced down at his feet. I didn't realize. I'm sorry, Mr. Ivanov. Before Victor could respond, a nearby shopper, a middle-aged woman holding a stack of holiday decorations, stepped forward. Is this true? You're the CEO of the store? Victor nodded again. Yes, ma'am. And I assure you, we pride ourselves on inclusivity and respect. The realization hit Sergey hard. He looked up, meeting Victor's steady gaze, and the weight of his mistake settled in. The crowd's initial surprise shifted to a mixture of sympathy and support for Victor, while Sergey stood frozen, caught between duty and embarrassment. Victor took a deep breath, choosing his next words carefully. You know, Sergey, everyone deserves respect, regardless of their political views. It's unfortunate that we let personal biases cloud our judgment. Sergey finally found his voice, albeit shaky. You're right. I let my personal feelings get in the way of my responsibilities. I apologize to you and to everyone here. The crowd began to applaud, some offering supportive comments while others shook their heads in disapproval of Sergey's actions. The young live streamer couldn't believe the turn of events and quickly updated his viewers. Guys, you won't believe this. Turns out the guy with the MAGA hat is the CEO of the store. This is insane. Victor smiled, his demeanor still unruffled. Sometimes, first impressions can be misleading. Let's all remember to treat each other with respect. Officer Thompson stepped forward, placing a reassuring hand on Sergey's shoulder. Let's all move past this and enjoy the rest of our evening. No harm done. As the officers departed, Sergey stood there, his earlier bravado replaced by a humbled expression. Victor extended a hand to him, which Sergey took gratefully. Thank you for understanding, Sergey. Let's make sure this doesn't happen again. Victor glanced around at the supportive crowd, feeling a sense of accomplishment. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have some more shopping to do. Happy holidays, everyone. With that, Victor continued down the aisle, his MAGA hat no longer a source of conflict, but a symbol of resilience and grace under pressure. The crowd watched him go, some nodding in approval, others reflecting on the lesson learned. As the first 3 chapters unfolded, the store had transformed from a battleground of ideologies to a space of understanding and respect. Sergey, now aware of his misjudgment, made a silent vow to approach his duties with a more open mind. The chapter closed with a final, humorous twist. As Victor passed by the fallen holiday ornaments from earlier, a stray decoration landed perfectly on Sergey's clipboard, glimmering innocently. Victor couldn't resist a playful grin. Looks like the ornaments still want to be part of the show. Sergey couldn't help but laugh, the tension finally broken. Maybe they do. Thanks again, Victor. With smiles exchanged and lessons learned, the stage was set for the final act of their unexpected encounter, where true intentions and hidden depths would continue to unfold. Sergey stood frozen, his face a portrait of embarrassment as the realization of his mistake sank in. Victor, observing the young guard's stunned expression, offered a reassuring smile. We all make mistakes, Sergey. The important thing is to learn from them. The 2 police officers, having witnessed the exchange, quickly stepped forward. Officer Thompson cleared his throat, his stern demeanor softening. Mr. Ivanov, we apologize for the misunderstanding. Please, continue your shopping. Sergey's eyes darted between Victor and the officers, his earlier bravado evaporating. He took a deep breath, his voice shaky but sincere. I'm sorry, Mr. Ivanov. I let my personal feelings get in the way. I shouldn't have acted that way. The crowd around them began to applaud, some nodding in agreement while others offered supportive smiles. Victor extended his hand to Sergey, who took it reluctantly. Thank you, Sergey. I appreciate your apology. Maintaining his composure, Victor added with a hint of humor. Well, Sergey, maybe next time you'll focus more on customer service and less on customer policing. I'm sure there are better ways to spend your time. Laughter erupted from the onlookers, lightening the mood instantly. Sergey's cheeks burned with shame, but he couldn't help but chuckle along. Point taken, Victor. I'll work on that. As the tension dissolved, the young man who had been live streaming earlier couldn't contain his excitement. Guys, this is incredible! The CEO himself just handled that like a pro. This video is going to blow up. Sure enough, within minutes, the incident was all over social media. Videos and memes circulated rapidly, praising Victor's patience and wisdom, while poking fun at Sergey's overzealousness. The hashtag respect above all began trending, sparking conversations about tolerance and understanding. Back inside the store, the atmosphere had transformed from one of confrontation to camaraderie. Shoppers shared stories of similar experiences, bonding over the shared lesson of respect. Victor, still smiling, continued his shopping with a newfound sense of purpose. Later that week, All for Home received an influx of positive reviews and media attention. Victor decided to take the opportunity to foster a more inclusive environment. He organized a series of training sessions for the staff, focusing on diversity, tolerance, and respectful customer interactions. The sessions were well received, with employees expressing gratitude for the guidance. Sergey, now humbled, received a formal warning, but also an invitation to attend the training. He approached Victor one morning with a determined look. "I want to make things right. I've been thinking a lot about what happened, and I want to improve." Victor nodded approvingly. "That's the spirit, Sergey. We all have room to grow. Let's make sure this store is a place where everyone feels welcome." As Victor pushed his cart down the familiar aisles, he reflected on the unexpected turn of events. His MAGA hat had sparked a confrontation, but it had also opened the door to meaningful change. He exchanged smiles and nods with customers, each interaction a testament to the power of respect and understanding. The final twist came one afternoon, when Sergey, now more confident and considerate, approached Victor with a genuine smile. "Thanks again for everything, Victor. I've learned a lot." Victor grinned back. "Anytime, Sergey. Remember, a little respect goes a long way." As Sergey walked away, a stray holiday ornament from the earlier mishap landed perfectly on his clipboard, glimmering innocently. Victor couldn't resist a playful wink. "Looks like the decorations still want to be part of the show." Sergey laughed, the tension from weeks before completely gone. "Maybe they do. Thanks again, Victor." With that, Victor continued his shopping, leaving behind a store that had not only survived a clash of ideologies, but had emerged stronger and more united. The story concluded on a high note, illustrating that respect and understanding can indeed bridge even the widest divides.